am the source. Maria had taken the baby to the doctor, but she was so poor that she had to spend her very last peso to pay for the office visit. The doctor wrote a prescription for the baby and gave it to her. Maria held the slip of paper in her hand. What could she do? She had just spent her last peso to pay the doctor. There was no money left to buy the medicine. Maria went home holding that piece of paper. The source of her baby's healing was in that medicine, but she could not afford to buy it. So she went to see missionaries Nelson and Rene de Freitas. Please, can you help me? Maria held her little baby out to the missionaries Nelson and Rene. The baby's fever was very high. He lay limp and still in her arms. Rene knew what it was to be a mother and to worry for her little child. Her heart went out to Maria. The baby was so sick, there was nothing Maria could do. Rene took the little piece of paper into her hand. She could easily go to the pharmacy and buy the medicine for the mother. But the Spirit of God spoke very clearly to her. He said, I am the source. You are not. Rene realized that God was the source of healing for the baby, not the medicine. Rene and Maria sat down to pray. Maria still held the baby in her arms, his head resting on her shoulder. When Rene placed her hand on the baby's forehead, she could feel the burn of the fever. She continued to pray. When she said amen, the baby was still hot. Doubts arose in her spirit, but the still, small voice of God said again to her, I am the source. You are not. Rene began to talk to Maria about God. Maria told her that she had fallen away from God and that her soul was not at peace with Him. So Rene prayed with Maria and asked God to be the source of her forgiveness and of salvation and healing. When Rene said amen, the baby lifted his head from his mother's shoulder. Rene touched his forehead once again, and the fever was gone. The baby smiled, and so did Maria. In that moment, they had experienced a personal encounter with the Source.